Have you ever swallowed, then swallowed again, and still felt like something was stuck in your throat? Maybe you've looked in the mirror, coughed several times, even tried drinking water, but that strange sensation just won't go away. It can feel like there's a lump, a tightness, or even a small object that refuses to move. The strange part is that, for many people, medical tests show there's nothing physically blocking the throat. So what's really happening? Today, we're going to uncover the most common reasons behind this uncomfortable feeling, why it's often misunderstood, and what you can do to finally find relief. Some of the causes may surprise you. If you've been dealing with this sensation for weeks or even months, you're certainly not alone. Many people experience it at some point in their lives. It can come and go, or it may linger throughout the day. Some notice it more in the morning, while others feel it after meals or during stressful situations. The important thing to understand is that this symptom doesn't always point to a serious illness, but it should never be ignored if it persists or becomes worse. One of the most common explanations is something doctors often describe as a globus sensation. This is the feeling that there's a lump in the throat, even though no actual blockage is present. The muscles of the throat can become tense or irritated, creating a sensation that feels surprisingly real. Many people worry they're choking or that food is trapped, even though swallowing usually remains completely normal. Stress and emotional tension can make this feeling much more noticeable. When you're anxious, your body naturally tightens muscles throughout the neck and throat. You may not even realize it's happening. Think about how your shoulders become stiff during a stressful day. The throat can react in a very similar way. As those muscles tighten, the sensation of something being stuck becomes even stronger. Interestingly, many people notice that the feeling fades while they're eating but returns shortly afterward. That's because the act of swallowing food temporarily relaxes and coordinates the throat muscles. Once the meal is over, the muscles may tighten again, especially if stress is still present. Another major cause is acid reflux. Many people think acid reflux only causes heartburn, but that's far from the whole story. In some cases, stomach acid travels upward into the throat without creating the burning pain people expect. This condition can irritate the delicate lining of the throat and voice box, leading to constant clearing of the throat, hoarseness, coughing, and that persistent sensation that something is stuck. The throat is much more sensitive than the stomach. Even a small amount of acid can cause irritation over time. That's why some people wake up every morning with throat discomfort, despite never experiencing traditional heartburn. Certain daily habits can quietly make acid reflux worse. Eating large meals late at night, lying down immediately after eating, consuming excessive caffeine, spicy foods, fried meals, alcohol, or smoking can all increase the chance of stomach contents moving upward. Even carrying extra weight around the abdomen may increase pressure on the stomach, making reflux more likely. If you often notice the throat sensation after dinner or first thing in the morning, it may be worth paying attention to your eating schedule. Finishing your evening meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime gives your stomach more time to empty before you lie flat. For many people, this simple adjustment significantly reduces nighttime throat irritation. Hydration also plays a bigger role than many realize. When your body doesn't have enough fluids, mucus inside the throat becomes thicker. Thick mucus can cling to the back of the throat, creating the impression that something is lodged there. Dry air, certain medications, allergies, and simply not drinking enough water throughout the day can all contribute. Instead of waiting until you're thirsty, try sipping water consistently during the day. Small, regular amounts often work better than drinking a large bottle all at once. Warm herbal tea or warm water may also feel soothing, especially during colder months when indoor heating dries out the air. Seasonal allergies are another possible reason. When allergens trigger inflammation, the nose often produces extra mucus. Rather than coming out through the nose, much of it drains down the back of the throat in what's known as postnasal drip. This constant drainage can irritate the throat and leave you feeling like you need to swallow or clear your throat over and over again. Many people don't realize they're clearing their throat dozens of times each day. Unfortunately, frequent throat clearing can actually make the irritation worse. Every forceful clearing creates additional friction on already sensitive tissues, leading to a cycle that's difficult to break. Sometimes taking a small sip of water or swallowing gently instead of clearing your throat can be a more helpful habit. As we get older, the tissues in the throat can also become slightly drier and less flexible. Certain medications commonly used for blood pressure, allergies, or depression may contribute to dry mouth and throat, making these sensations even more noticeable. If you've recently started a new medication and developed persistent throat discomfort, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider rather than stopping the medicine on your own. The good news is that many of these causes can improve with simple lifestyle adjustments, careful observation of your daily habits, and appropriate medical evaluation when needed. The key is understanding what your body may be trying to tell you instead of assuming the worst. In the next part, we'll discuss other possible medical causes, warning signs that should never be ignored, and the practical steps doctors recommend to help identify the exact reason behind this persistent throat sensation. Sometimes, however, the feeling of something stuck in your throat has a different explanation. The throat is a complex area made up of muscles, nerves, glands, and tissues that all work together every time you swallow, speak, or breathe. When any part of this system becomes irritated or doesn't function as smoothly as it should, unusual sensations can develop. One possibility is irritation from frequent coughing or repeated throat clearing. Many people don't realize how much strain this places on the delicate tissues of the throat. Imagine rubbing the same spot on your skin over and over again. Eventually, it becomes sore and more sensitive. The throat responds in much the same way. The more you clear it, the more irritated it becomes, and the stronger that something is stuck feeling may seem. Another factor that deserves attention is your voice. People who talk for long hours every day, teachers, customer service workers, public speakers, or anyone who frequently raises their voice, may experience muscle fatigue around the throat and voice box. Those tired muscles can create tightness or discomfort that feels surprisingly similar to having something lodged in the throat. Your posture can also play a role. Spending hours looking down at a phone or computer places extra tension on the muscles of the neck and upper throat. Over time, this constant strain may contribute to muscle tightness that becomes noticeable when swallowing. Taking short breaks every hour, stretching your neck gently, and keeping screens closer to eye level can reduce unnecessary stress on these muscles. In some cases, an enlarged thyroid gland or inflammation in nearby structures may create pressure in the front of the neck. While this is less common than muscle tension or acid reflux, it's one reason why persistent symptoms should be evaluated, especially if you notice visible swelling, increasing discomfort, or changes in your voice. Occasionally, swallowing problems themselves may be responsible. If food repeatedly feels like it actually gets stuck while eating, especially solid foods, or if swallowing becomes painful, that's different from simply feeling a lump when nothing is there. Those symptoms deserve prompt medical attention because they may require further testing to identify the cause. So when should you seek medical care? If the sensation lasts for several weeks despite simple lifestyle changes, if it keeps getting worse, or if it's accompanied by unexplained weight loss, persistent pain, difficulty swallowing food or liquids, coughing up blood, or a lump that can be felt from the outside of the neck, it's important to schedule an evaluation with a healthcare professional. These warning signs don't automatically mean something serious is happening, but they should never be ignored. Your healthcare provider may begin by asking detailed questions. When did the sensation start? Is it worse after meals? Does it improve while eating? Do you have allergies? Have you recently been under unusual stress? Are you experiencing heartburn, hoarseness, or frequent coughing? These details often provide valuable clues before any tests are even considered. Depending on your symptoms, your provider may recommend looking at the throat with a small flexible camera, evaluating acid reflux, checking the thyroid gland, or performing other tests if necessary. Many people are relieved to discover that no dangerous blockage is present and that the condition can often be managed successfully. Now let's talk about practical habits that may help reduce this uncomfortable sensation. Try eating more slowly. Taking smaller bites and chewing food thoroughly allows your throat muscles to work more comfortably. Rushing through meals increases the chance of irritation and may make you more aware of every swallow. Avoid lying down immediately after eating. Giving yourself at least 2 to 3 hours before going to bed allows gravity to help keep stomach contents where they belong. If nighttime reflux is a problem, slightly raising the head of your bed may also help reduce irritation during sleep. Stay well hydrated throughout the day. Water helps keep mucus thinner and supports healthy throat tissues. If dry indoor air is a problem, especially during colder months, using a humidifier may make breathing and swallowing feel more comfortable. Pay attention to foods that seem to trigger symptoms. While everyone's body is different, many people notice increased throat irritation after very spicy foods, fatty meals, excessive caffeine, carbonated beverages, or acidic foods. Keeping a simple symptom diary for a couple of weeks can reveal patterns you might otherwise miss. Managing stress is equally important. This doesn't mean the sensation is all in your head. The discomfort is very real. But stress can amplify muscle tension and make normal sensations feel much stronger. Gentle exercise, regular sleep, slow breathing exercises, meditation, or simply spending time doing activities you enjoy may help reduce overall muscle tension throughout the body, including the throat. It's also wise to avoid smoking and limit exposure to secondhand smoke whenever possible. Smoke irritates the lining of the throat, increases inflammation, and can worsen reflux, coughing, and chronic throat discomfort. Most importantly, resist the urge to constantly check your throat in the mirror or repeatedly swallow to test whether the feeling is still there. Focusing on the sensation often makes your brain notice it even more. As irritation settles and healthy habits become routine, many people gradually find that the sensation becomes less frequent and less intense. The feeling of something stuck in your throat can certainly be frustrating, but in many cases, the cause is manageable once it's identified. Whether it's muscle tension, acid reflux, postnasal drip, dryness, or another underlying issue, paying attention to your daily habits and seeking medical evaluation when symptoms persist can make a significant difference. Your throat is constantly working for you every single day. Giving it proper care through healthy eating habits, good hydration, stress management, and timely medical attention when needed is one of the best investments you can make in your long-term health. If you've been living with this sensation, don't simply learn to ignore it. Understanding the cause is the first step toward finding lasting relief.